This video is brought to you by Umang Software Technologies. Umang is an award-winning software company and a leading ICT from Goa, India, providing software solutions and services to clients across the globe. Umang is the best when it comes to development and re-engineering of software, web and mobile applications. Umang, software outsourcing redefined.
Some say entrepreneurs are born, some say they are created. However, entrepreneurs require a certain amount of integral skill sets. These aspects drive the point that you are an entrepreneur. The answer is pretty obvious when you look in the mirror. And when you see this checklist and this answer keeps coming back to you, you are on that path that makes a successful entrepreneur. The first is perseverance. An entrepreneur who is persevere, who follows a sense of perception and perceives an idea and sees it through, is one who could succeed. Self-motivation is another area which I have found entrepreneurs to be blessed with right from the beginning. A curious person who is interested in looking around nature, seeing what's happening in his or her environment, is definitely again one more step of building that entrepreneurship quality. A visionary, able to see things, spends time understanding what is the vision of my world. Decisive, ability to take decisions. These again are traits that do come up right from childhood or in your formative years. Ability to teamwork. Working in teams to organize programs is another step towards building your entrepreneurial thought process. Patience is one virtue that has helped several entrepreneurs succeed in their business. A problem solver. An entrepreneur who has the ability to find a problem and then find a suitable solution. Risk-taking. Risk-taking these days is considered just take the leap. That's not the risk-taking business that I recommend. I recommend what is called the calculated risk-taking ability. An entrepreneur is a sum of qualities and skills. Skills are something you can develop. The most important skill is domain knowledge. The average lifespan of a business in India is 3 years, and out of 10 businesses that start every day, you would have 8 failing, because most of the potential entrepreneur does not possess domain knowledge. A network. It covers your ability to network at seminars, conferences. Also, it's important to network smartly. An entrepreneur must always be well read. Reading books, magazines, watching quality TV, all these help to gain that knowledge and sharpen his or her tools. It goes without saying that if you are not able to communicate the basic idea of your business, there is very little chance that you are going to get your first customer. Your ability to communicate effectively helps you to build your entrepreneurial skill. Business requires a whole different set of analytical skills, and business arithmetic is a totally different ballgame. A startup culture requires an environment, it requires motivation, it requires skill sets, it requires qualities, and it requires a strong set of young people who can build a startup culture or a startup environment. There are opportunities for an entrepreneur in this country to succeed. My personal journey as an entrepreneur is a little bit of a checkered history. Coming from a family of mining, it was obvious that I would transit into the role of a business person right from college. There had already been a mining recession. Business was struggling, and I entered a space which was seeing a major downturn. Believing that I had completed my Bachelor's of Commerce, I thought I could go and conquer the world, and probably whatever business I will start, I will be a winner. My first foray in business was in the distribution of food products. Food products, I thought, how simple is that business? Doesn't take too long to put that together. Distribution by itself is highly competitive. There were already established players in the market. Food product that I came into the market with, unfortunately, had pretty low margins. Soon I realized that my business is not taking off. I was losing on multiple grounds. Reliant on staff made it difficult for me to have punctuality at work. And of course, there was a bit of the skimming that was going on in a business like food. After sustained failures over a period of 2 years, we wound up the business. And here I would like to say is understand the business you're getting into. The first skill that I discussed is domain knowledge. I had limited domain knowledge of the distribution. I also realized that low margin businesses do not keep you interested for very long. Credit cycles play havoc with your cash flow. I learned a bit, and in my next business, I chose a business that was fairly new at that point, and that is financial services. In the years of 94-95, mutual funds was a brand new concept. I came up with this completion of my AMFI certification, got all the distribution rights for some of the marquee mutual funds in India, and took off into the market with my wares. What I didn't realize, people are risk averse too. They thought they were investing in shares. I'm trying to tell them, no, this is not that kind of a risky proposition. Your money is safe and it is handled by professionals. They just couldn't understand the logic of what a mutual fund product can deliver. Pretty soon I started getting frustrated, losing interest. They say coming in too early into a business can also be a deterrent. That was another business I had to let go after 2 years. That was not maybe one of the best decisions, because today financial services is a very lucrative business, and that's the idea of patience that I brought in my earlier talk. It was about the years of 98-99. The upcoming IT and IT services was booming in the market. You cannot go wrong with setting up a computer training center. Spoke to a couple of people and they said, perfect business to be in. This industry is a sunrise industry, is going to grow and grow and grow. I took over a struggling IT center. When I took over the center, I had not calculated that the students who had enrolled had paid the entire year fee, and I had taken over the business somewhere midway. I was struggling, pay the fees of the staff and keep the business profitable. And I was in a highly saturated market. That dawned upon me a little later into the business. The writing was on the wall, but I was adamant. Continued pumping money into the business, taking from the bank, and soon I had to pull the plug. The most important lesson that I learned in that was cut your losses early, understand the market, and third, look at the financials not from an accounting perspective, but look at it from a business perspective. I resonate very well with Swami Vivekananda's quote. Take risks in life. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, you can guide.